Welcome one and all to a Train Love 16 video. Good morning everyone. This time 6 months ago I was here at Didcot to go to the Didcot Railway Centre, and I really enjoyed my time here. I enjoyed it so much that I have now decided to return today. So the railway centre's over there. That's the train I just departed on. So now I am going to head into the railway centre. Looks like I've just missed one of the train up here. But on a lighter note, Pendennis Castle is in the scene today. I saw him earlier in the year when I came here. It's a lovely engine, though he has gotten a newer, lower capacity tender now after the Rivals Reunited event that took place here back in May. He did have a higher capacity tender before. Guided tour of the signal box. Sounds cool. Hang on. Express train. Yeah, this place is literally right by the railway line, the main line on the Great Western Railway. Hang on, got a Class 66 coming through on this side towards Oxford. So yeah, Pendennis Castle got a lower capacity tender for the Rivals Reunited event. The tender it would have been given as built, but I prefer the tender it had before, the higher capacity one. And we got another IET on diesel, obviously coming from Oxford. Not stopping at Didcot. Even without the railway centre, there's still a lot of train action here. Anyway, let's wait and see Pendennis come back. We got their Class 08 Phantom here. Even more boring a diesel than the austerities. And then we got a bit more of an interesting one here. This cute little Hunslet. Oh, Pendennis is coming back now. Very quiet here today. Very peaceful. You can see him coming now. Last time I was here, it was a prairie that was running. This time, of course, we got Pendennis. Still wish he was running with his higher capacity tender. Large ones. King class engines had. I did see Pendennis with his older style tender, I did see Pendennis with his previous tender at the back of the shed last time I was here, with his higher capacity tender, and I actually put Spyro, Cynder and Samson on the front of Pendennis's running board to take a photo. Running board. And now the very same engine's in steam today. Adorable. Shuttle back. Castles and Kings are my joint favourite Great Western engines. The night owls are up there as well. Donated to the night owl project. It's been night owl. Well, now that Pendennis is back, having missed him before, now we're gonna just head on in. Doesn't look like they've got Mark 1s here either. These look like proper, authentic Great Western coaches from the 30s. Well, these coaches aren't too different from the Mark 1 compartment coaches, it seems. It's a bit more authentic though, because these were built in the 30s. I wish compartments. Trains still use compartments. Oh, but I've just had a thought. One disadvantage of compartment coaches like these is there's not enough space here for wheelchairs. So I guess that's one of the reasons why trains are built without compartments today, because now, by law, all trains have to be accessible to disabled people. This is a neat thing. This is a neat little thing that's not on the Mark 1s. These compartment doors actually have windows that pull down, so you don't have to open the door, so unlike on the Mark 1s, you don't have to open the whole door to get air. I'll just leave it at that. Let's open this window for some air. Oh, it's stiff. Little class 166 arriving over there. Oh, guys, I'm going to try and get this window open. Okay, the window's open. The guard's just blown his whistle, so we'll be off now. Yes! Castles have got great acceleration. Looks like they started some construction works on a new station building here. Yeah, this is new. Yeah, a lot of... Oh, and I've just missed Trojan. Better known as Percy Station. Trojan horse. Right. Now I'll head over to the goods shed. So here's the goods shed. This is the one. This is where I pick up the branch line from, and I saw Iron Duke last time I was here. I was amazed by how wide it was. This isn't... All the broad gauge engines were scrapped. The two they've got here are just replicas. Enormous firebox, enormous regulator, enormous tender, enormous reversing lever, enormous chimney with a huge blast pipe, enormous everything. Totally exposed to the elements as well. The driver and fireman of these engines. These were incredible. Brunel's broad gauge had become more popular than standard gauge. Just imagine what the railways would be like today. I do sometimes run these, but only on special occasions. And many third and second class passengers had to ride in these wooden body coaches without windows, totally exposed to the elements. None of this would be allowed today. Important event. There was a wasp. line. 1.5 minutes. Chicken. Just let's see. Through box. At the opening, only a single line was ready through box tunnel. And then Gooch, the locomotive superintendent, after this pilotman to travel with every train. Nice. Looks like Firefly. The Firefly replica is about to undergo an overhaul. Mr. Inquiry's office. You know, volunteering at the railway centre. Wouldn't mind doing that, even though it's such a long journey to get here. Wouldn't mind volunteering here. Got its smoke box door open. There, you can see all the tubes inside. Pendennis Castle's heading off now. Now, where's Trojan and the branch line train? Guess we'll just wait for him. GWR engines must not pass this point. Why not? Will they be shot if they do? I've just noticed Firefly doesn't currently have any buffers. It's just painted marks where the buffers are supposed to be. Yeah, the Great Western, the broad gauge engines did have buffers for the rolling stock, as you can see here, but clearly there's currently no buffers on the front of this engine as it's currently undergoing its overhaul. Oh, ow. Shit. Shit. Where's Trojan? Ah, here comes Trojan at last. Better known as Percy. Or Percy's basis. Oh, the auto coach bell. Is the driver actually operating Trojan from the auto coach? Is Trojan equipped with auto coach equipment? I know the 1400 class engines are, but was just the guard that's controlling it? Trojan. Oh no. The last time I was here, it was Great Western DMU pulling the train, and it was a Great Western DMU pulling Great Western diesel rail car, and the 1400 Prairie with a couple of auto coaches. Today, though, we've got Pendennis Castle with a setup with a couple of Great Western Express coaches, and Trojan with an auto coach. So yeah, both lines are on steam today. Awesome. Trojan horse. Trojan horse. Auto coach. Great Western Auto Coach. Oops, sorry.
I don't want
You to tell me I can't. Excuse me. And here is Trojan, the engine that Percy, the small engine, ended up being based on. Little 040 Shanta. The only difference between this engine and Percy is Trojan doesn't have a coal bunker at the back, whereas Percy does. Trojan carries its coal on the side of the firebox just there, as you can see. Alright, now I shall get into the auto coach. These auto coaches were mainly used on the Great Western Railway's rural branch lines, with the operating as a push-pull and push-pull setup. The sideways facing seats and the wide aisle along here with handlebars on the top. Perfectly ideal for a commuter service. Perfectly ideal. As I said before, the Great Western Railway was well ahead of their time. Those comfortable compartment coaches that were on the Great Western Express coaches just now were perfectly ideal for express trains. These are perfectly ideal for commuter trains. So if you've ever been on a metro service and you've ever held onto like a handlebar up here at the top,
Yes.
seems you have the Great Western Railway to thank for keeping you stable while you're holding on a commuter train, having to stand up. Right, I guess I'll see you again when we're on our way. Here's the guard's compartment of the auto coach. So the regulator handle was like mechanically connected through a rod that runs down through the coach to the back of the train, and the regulator where the engine at the other end, most likely a 4200, would control the train from. Then you had the brake there, the handbrake, and then a bell for when it's running backwards. As I said, you guys may have heard the bell ring of this coach as it came in. 2 rings, brakes off, 3 rings, stop. Do not lean out or stand on the car, no bridges, tunnels, coal stages. Yeah. Obviously. Passengers joining rail motor cars and trains at stations must obtain tickets at the booking office. Well, yeah, that applies for all trains. No fare dodging allowed. Just letting last-minute passengers on board. And we're on our way. Just gonna have a quiet day today. And once we get to the other end, I need a coffee. And a snack as well, probably. Yes. Last. Last. Before go flying, we go down that car. worker there working on something. The signal just moved. Oh yeah, the signal thing in there. You can move the signal back and forth, I remember that. Oh dear. Oh, it's quite hot today. Sorry. Right. Let's see what they've got today. Alright, so I've just had my lunch. Oh, hang on, it looks like Pendennis is going off the train.
That's where you got walked to. I don't know why now.
Why are you taking... Why are you taking... Hold on. Looks like they've taken Pendennis off the train. Looks like they've got a different lineup of engines in the shed today, as opposed to the ones they had before. Why are you taking this off the train? Not to be moved. Looks like they're carrying out a steam test on the 4800. Here's Pendennis. 3800, I saw this engine. I saw the 3800 a while ago. Going on lunch break. Going on lunch break. Are you going on lunch break?
Yeah, that's him. That's not you. That's not the another.
That is awesome. Seeing Pendennis this close up. I have to wonder why they're taking it off though. Looks like this tender was restored in 1994. First built 1916. Oh, wait a minute, they've stopped it next to the water tower. Perhaps they need to fill it up with water now. Of course they do. Looks like so you may recognize this you guys may recognize this engine as Oliver's basis. 1400 tank engines. These are the tank engines that were used on the branch line auto coaches. It looks like they're doing a steam test. A little bit of steam coming out of the Ford number 1466 here. Looks like they're going to do a steam test. Looks like they're doing a steam test. Like a boiler test. Right, let's now have a look, see what they've got in the engine shed today. Much different lineup from what they had when I was last here. Got a small prairie there and a large prairie there. So there you can tell the difference between the small prairie and the large prairie. Small prairie is a lot more compact and has much smaller wheels compared to the large prairie. And here we have Duck's basis. 5700 pannier tank. This one is number 3738, it seems. I don't think this engine was here last time either. Got another castle class, Dryswin Castle. And I think this here is the tender that Pendennis Castle was using before. Well, the same style of tender. Got a 5600 here. I've seen this one before, number 6697. I've already seen this one. Yeah, they've got a very different lineup of engines today. This little shunter here wasn't here last time. I couldn't go this far back of the shed last time. Hinderton Hall. I've been on footplate of this before. Durswin Castle. Yeah, I do prefer these much larger, higher capacity tenders compared to the one that Pendennis has been using since May. Here we've got Class 14, D9516. Here we've got the two prairies. Another auto coach. I believe this one was also in... Well, no, not this one, another one. And I've already shown you 38. 3822. Seems I've done a lot of rearranging of the engine shed since I was last here. This one is Burton Agnes Hall. I think I remember seeing this one. I think the halls have slightly smaller driving wheels than the castles. They were mixed traffic engines used on secondary express trains. Oh, we've got another Avonside Engine Company tank engine here. Built in 1896, class of only 2. Cookham Manor, I think I've seen this one before. And then we have the class 52 here, Western Fusilier. These are the diesels that replaced all of the castles, kings, halls, manors, etc. It seems that King Edward II was also in Western Fusilier's place last time. So yeah, they've really done a lot of rearranging of the engine shed since I was last here. This is where Pendennis Castle was last time. Obviously today it's out and running. My guess is that King Edward has been moved to the restoration shed and has finally begun its overhaul. That's just a guess. These are all lovely engines. Absolutely gorgeous. Pannier, Durswin Castle. Wonder which engine is using Pendennis's previous tender. Nice. You can clearly tell when looking at a castle class here and a hall class here, you can tell when looking next to them that the halls have slightly smaller boilers than the castles and are overall slightly smaller. The Kings are the biggest of the Great Western 460s. The Kings are absolutely enormous. Yeah, the Castles and the Kings, as I've said before, were mainly used on the most major express trains, down to Penzance, to Bristol, all down to Exeter, etc. The halls were used on the secondary expresses, like out to Hereford, and they were also used on goods trains. Yeah, I've shown you the footplate of Hinderton Hall before.
Welcome to the cab of 5900 Hinderton Hall. We're just getting the loco ready so that we can go and collect our train. Come on in and we'll explain something about the controls. I've already been
Ejector lever.
boiling up 5900 and it's taken about 3/4 of an hour. But while I get cleaned up, I'll let Stan, my fireman today, tell you a bit about these.
They just move, they just turn now.
To make sure Archie has
Look, there's also this.
tender behind the loco.
Look, there's also this.
4,000
I wish I could
gallons of
hear.
water and 6 tons of coal. You heard me shoveling some of the coal into the firebox.
Okay, just shovel it.
I also need to make sure we have enough water in the boiler so that it can be converted to steam. The water should be about 2/3 of the way up the glass tube. The pressure gauge shows how much steam pressure we have in the boiler. You can see the red line that I'm aiming for. The smaller gauge is used during the winter when we use steam to heat the passenger carriages. I need to carry on getting things ready, so I'll hand you back to Archie.
The main controls for driving the loco.
I don't think I could close the firebox on this engine before. I was here last time.
The direction we will go and the amount of time steam is put into the cylinders is called cut-off. As we go faster, I will reduce the cut-off. The large lever in the middle controls the amount of steam going to the cylinders. This operates a pair of valves inside the smoke box at the front of the loco just behind the chimney. Our brakes work by vacuum. We create a vacuum using steam, but once we are running, we have a pump that keeps the vacuum. This is out for the ticking noise when a Great Western engine is running. That's the pump.
Yes.
When I need to apply the brakes, I let air into the brake system. You can see the holes in the brake handle. I'll demonstrate this.
You can see if you.
We need to go and get water crane at the front of the engine shed before we head off to the inside this control. Stan is going to put some more water into the water.
See, you'd think that with a huge boiler in front, the driver wouldn't get a clear enough view of the line ahead with the signals and things, to see the signals and things. But when you lean out fully like this, you can get a good enough view of the line ahead, and you know when to shut off steam and accelerate and see the signals clearly. Yeah, if you fully lean out like this, you get a good enough view, I think.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think these levers here are the drain cocks. Open these, drain excess water out of the cylinders.
Cool. Do you work here?
No. Reversing gear. And there's the speedometer. It goes up to 100. So I think I know the castles were capable of doing up to 100 miles an hour, but the halls, I think, would have only been capable of 80 or 90, being smaller engines.
But while I get...
Oh yeah, I don't think I mentioned this. I don't think I saw these last time. There's two whistle chains here, high tone one, low tone one,
Archie has enough steam.
and you pull them together to do like a chord tone. So yeah, the Great Western engines had two tone whistles. But I think most of the time now, while some two-tones are still used on on preserved Great Western engines, most of the time now it's just both the chords are tied together, or one chord operates both whistles.
The smaller gauge is used during the winter when we use steam to heat the passengers.
Alright, see you guys in a bit. This large tender here that says Great Western on it, I think this, I don't know for sure, but this to me looks like Pendennis Castle's previous tender. I'm pretty sure that was it. Bell. Yeah, Class 14 is also a Western Region diesel. Western Region. Alright then. Almost time for me to have lunch soon. I've just remembered, I'm pretty sure Lady of Legend was here last time as well. I've just seen a loco roster though that says Lady of Legend is currently away on hire. Swin Castle here. All sorts of oil drums and cleaning stuff there. I wouldn't want to mess with any of that.
I don't.
Spyro, Cynder and Samson have now all come out to say hello to Swin Castle, the another castle here. Nice to see you all again. Hi guys. Hello. So yeah. They're out here just chilling on the running board of Swin Castle. I think it's pronounced Swin anyway. It's spelt Dry Swin, but pronounced Swin. All these Great Western Express locomotives are fast becoming some of my favorites. I think I prefer them over other types of express locomotives now. I can clearly tell you're taking a liking to Great Western locomotives, Cynder. After all, your favourite engine of all, Sierra Railroad No. 3, is also a 460, like many of the other Great Western locomotives. Yeah, I think I just have a liking for 460s. Seems you do. And it's not hard to see why Cynder loves Great Western Express locomotives. It's not hard to see why Cynder loves Great Western Express locomotives, especially the castles and the kings. We really enjoyed our ride behind Pendennis Castle earlier. Yeah, I did as well. Same here. Yeah, we've got a lot of yeah, absolutely gorgeous engine, the castles. Swin and Pendennis are 2 of the 8 preserved in total. Others I can name off the top of my head include Clun Castle, Earl of Mount Edgecombe, Nooney Castle, Thornbury Castle, that's 6. Can't remember what the other 2 are though, but those are all the ones I can name off the top of my head. Right, it's almost time for lunch now, so I guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I've just finished my lunch. Had a very nice sausage and chips. Let's see what they've got in the gift shop. I think I've been in here. Sorry. Nothing of interest. Sorry, may I come past? Oh, big, heavy, no smoking sign. Oh. It would be great to have big, heavy, Great West notices. Public Warwickshire to keep toilet clean. I'd get one of these, but I don't have much money on me at the moment. This would be perfect for me to hang outside my toilet. Great Western Railway. Rivals Reunited Ale. Best bitter. No, not for me. What's this? Full story, 50 years of progress. Tempting, but not something I really want at the moment. Tempting. Great Western Railway. Things are reminded to keep. Looks like Pendennis is pulling in to the station down there, so I think I'll just have another ride up to the other end of the grounds. While it's stable there, I showed you guys up there before. Huge coal loading area. Pardon me. We'll get the 15. It closes at 4 o'clock. We'll get the 15:20 back. We'll get the 15:20. We'll get the 15. Big steel. 20-ton coal hopper there. Compared to the older 12-ton plank wagons. Wolds. To the Cotswolds. Into the Cotswolds. So yeah, I'm just gonna have another ride up behind Pendennis Castle. Go in the front coach this time, nearer the engine. Here we go. Ow. Nearer the Oops. I'm not gonna wait for Trojan this time. Spent too long waiting over down at the broad gauge shed. Spent too long waiting at the broad gauge shed, so waiting for Trojan. So once I get up there, I'll just have a slow walk back down. So now I'm right behind Pendennis now. Closing the doors. Got a Class 66 slowly coming through over there. And an IET over there. 90 years ago, would have been a castle class pulling into Didcot there, and a 2800 or a 3800 pulling the freight train past there. And all this, the whole railway, the whole Didcot Railway Centre would have still been like Great Western Railway property, like part of like the major depot and servicing area. Yeah, this whole site, the whole Didcot Railway Centre site, was built on what used to be like the old engine shed and freight yard here. There is still a freight yard here at Didcot, but it's a lot smaller than it is today, and that's clear. And what remains of the freight yard that's left in active service is clearly where that DB Class 66 is pulling in. Well, the remaining part is now obviously the Didcot Railway Centre. Alright, I guess I'll see you guys again when we're on our way. Right, I just heard the guard's whistle, so we should be off now. Let's go, driver. Push us back now. Half a mile. Filming on this side now. I filmed on the other side before. That's the unelectrified line round to Oxford. sheds. Maybe about half a mile. It's quite a large one side of the music it just runs out. Right, so now I'm going to have a look at the carriage shed, then have a slow walk back. Once again, an absolutely gorgeous engine. It's just a shame the more awesome high-capacity tender was replaced with the as-built one. I get that some people may prefer to see Pendennis Castle with that tender, as that's the tender it was first built with, but still. Once again, I do prefer the higher capacity tender. That Class 66 we saw earlier was so slow. We've beaten it to the other side. Literally faster than that shuffle train I was just on. Just shuffles you from one side. It just shuffles. It just acts as shuffles. Oh yeah, this tube here. I don't think I saw this before. This tube here, I think, was Brunel's idea for atmospheric propelled coaches. So there would have been like the coaches would have been attached to like a pipe, to like a rod that went into that pipe there, and then atmospheric pressure would have sucked the coaches along through the pipe. It would have just sucked the coaches along. This was experimented with on the South Devon Railway. Stationary pumping engine, partial vacuum pipes laid between the rails, hinged by lever along the line. Yeah, a piston. That's what it is, a piston. That's what I meant by the rod. Propelled by greater pressure in the atmosphere behind. And steeper gradients are because it can manage. Between Exeter and Newton Abbot in February 1848, was discontinued after only 7 months due to being a massive technical failure. Never operated by atmospheric traction between Newton and Totnes. It was also a lot more expensive than operating steam locomotives. Heavy trains over the South Devon banks. Nice. So last time I was here, I only had a very quick look in the carriage and wagon depot, didn't have a proper look. This time I will, though. This is a Great Western third-class compartment coach. Very lovely. And here we got a Great Western mail coach, complete with the nets used to pick up the mail parcels at speed, the mail sacks at speed, complete with the nets to pick up the mail sacks at speed. We've got another Great Western Express coach here. Special saloon car number 9002. We've got a smaller branch line coach here, it seems. Passenger luggage. Got a luggage van here. This is a luggage van. Family saloon coach. These are gorgeous. Looks like we got another Great Western Express coach under restoration there. Restoration. 6-wheel coaches, Victorian Carriage Fund. 1903 built composite dining coach. I can hear them working hard restoring it down there. Wagon Works. Yet another Great Western Express coach. Stunning. Trojan's been left unattended there out of the station. Driver, fireman and guard clearly on their lunch break now. The crew of Pendennis Castle have already had their lunch break. And you can see the catch points there to prevent runaway trains. So I just noticed that Pendennis Castle actually had to make an emergency stop just now. There was nothing wrong, but it was just like that they were testing the emergency brakes. I think it's about to move off again. Yeah, I think it'll move off again in a moment. But it stopped like in the middle of the line. Yeah, it should move off again now. I think it used its deeper tone whistle. That happened. Here we go. I heard it used its Pendennis's lower tone whistle when that happened. So yeah, Pendennis also has, like the other Great Western engines, also has a high tone and a low tone whistle. Pendennis Castle's coming back now. Enormous cylinders and enormous blast pipe working hard there. Oh, that's a nice sound. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, and what do you know? Looks like Duck got a new job as a children's climbing frame. These rails here are even wider. The rails are carrying this transfer thing here. This cute little trolley thing there, pulling it. These rails here look even wider than Brunel's gauge. I'm pretty sure Nazi Germany once proposed a 9-foot gauge. Like, I don't know if it was wider than 9 foot, but they proposed a track gauge that's 9 foot something. And it was a hugely ambitious railway that was to go like all throughout the Greater German Reich that they intended to establish, but was never going to happen. German, all the way to America and India, believe it or not. Yeah, crazily ambitious railway that, like the German Reich itself, was never going to happen. Can you believe that, though? Just imagine what that would have been like, guys. A 9-foot gauge railway. Anyway, looks like they're just filling up Trojan with a bit more water. And then once it goes into the station, I think I'll take another ride on it up to the goods shed. Oh, looks like the signal box is open. I don't think I went in last time. The layout of the Rotstock North. Very nice. I think these huge wheels here would have been used to open the level crossing gates.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I thought so. So the signalman didn't have to go down and open the gates manually.
Yeah.
Very nice invention. All of the bells and instruments to indicate if the line is occupied or not. There's a telephone there. Writing desk for the signaller to record his actions. Areas for the tokens. Taking out the signal line tokens there. At the flags. And a huge lever frame. Some mechanical lever frames and semaphore signals are still in use on the working main lines of today, but they're slowly disappearing, unfortunately. I do know that there's a few semaphore signals that are still in operation down at Hastings. I've seen them in person before. Looks like they're coming off lunch break now. They've finished filling up Trojan and they're bringing him into the station now. Trojan. Here he comes. Trojan. Trojan horse. Very short ride back up. Trojan horse. Them ringing the bell as we go over the crossing. Ringing the bell. Scaffolding there. Trojan horse. Trojan. This is true. Trojan. Trojan horse. Still working on Firefly there. I'm now going to donate 20 pence to the restoration of the 282 7200 class tank engine, number 7202. This huge 282 freight locomotive tank engine. 20p isn't much, I know, but every little helps. You're welcome, Didcot. Currently without its boiler, but they're doing well on painting up the side tanks. They must be doing well painting up the boiler of number 7202. 5322 is here, a 260 Mogul. Number 1014 there as well. Got another Avonside Dockyard shunter there as well. Western Fusilier, the class 52 was, I think, was in this shed. I could be wrong though before. And here, these weren't here last time, they've got a couple of Great Western steam rail motors on display. These were some of the earliest forms of multiple units, with the actual engine power unit and the passenger compartments all in one. Yeah, these were some of the first unit, these were some of the first, proper multiple units, as it were. Cylinder steam works at the front, passenger compartment towards the back. You can clearly see the powered wheels, connecting rods and pistons, and the cylinders there. So the boiler, a vertical boiler, would have been, in there. So yeah, rail motors are basically where multiple units got their start. There's another one over there. I don't think I saw this rail motor last time, and you can very clearly see that the rail motors, the design of the rail motors was based very, very heavily on the design of the auto coaches. I didn't even notice there are a couple of narrow gauge trucks down here. Didn't notice that last time. Oh, and there's a little pumping engine here as well. Didn't notice that either. Anyway, in 20 minutes time I need to catch my train back to Paddington. So I'll just try and get in a couple more rides. Then we'll see where we go from there. Or what? The Northern Terrace. Boring.